What's up, guys? What is happening? Back with another video, trying to keep at least consistent one time a week, if not 2 times a week. No schedule yet. I'm not promising anything, and then I can't keep up with it. But what is happening? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your family is well. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you to the newer subscribers and those that have been rocking with me. I hope that I continue to keep you informed, entertained, whatever it be. I just wanted today to talk about PTA, the PTA life. And it's a dear place in my heart, simply because I've been there and I've done that. And I always said, no matter how much I progress in my field, I will always admire and advocate for PTAs because I know what it's like being in that position. When I started school as a PTA, we were required to have a membership with the APTA. That's the American Physical Therapy Association, if you're unaware. And I did it obviously because it was mandatory, but I had some reservations after I finished school and really never renewed my membership until recently after getting into PT school in 2015. And because, again, it was mandatory. And my reasoning was I didn't feel like I had support from the organization that's supposed to be advocating for me. Don't get me wrong. I worked with amazing PTs that had respect for me. But I also worked with a few, too, that treated me as if I was like a dumpster, and or like I didn't know anything, like you'll have, if you're a PTA and you're watching this, you could appreciate this. But like, when typically a PTA operates under the plan of care of a PT. So you cannot practice as a physical therapist assistant without a PT's evaluation. And please, let's get this straight. It's not physical therapy assistant. It's not physical therapy aide. It is not anything but a physical therapist assistant. And I see employers, even when I was applying, doing that, making that mistake, that are looking for PTAs. You have to get it right. You have to know who they are. I mean, even those that work with and hire PTAs, some don't even know the real terminology. So you could see how fragmented the whole PTA realm is. And that's not to say that things are not happening for PTAs. Don't get me wrong. There is some advocacy, but I feel like it's not enough. And people like you, people like me who are wanting to get into this field have to advocate for those PTAs that are really loving what they're doing. So anyways, as I was practicing as a PTA, I got a lot of, I loved what I do and I still love what I do, but I got a lot of mixed emotions. Some PTs that I worked with, it was mostly like PRN positions, maybe like one of my full-time or two of my full-time positions, I had that. But, you'd be having a conversation with a PT and they're like telling you what a range of motion is. And it's like, sis or bro, I know what range of motion is. I know a lot more than you think I know. I'm not just some dodo, although yes, it's an associate degree. I'm not just a dodo that just happened to pass by chance and made it. I mean, for goodness sake, except for, I believe, New Jersey, PTAs have to take a board and they have to pass it. And I believe that shows some kind of level of competency. But even if that wasn't the case, trust me, PTAs know a lot. And it used to bother me because I was like, dang, like they don't even, the people that I'm working underneath don't even know who I am and what I'm capable of. I mean, look at PAs, physician assistants. They are essentially the extension of a doctor. They have to work under the supervision of a medical doctor, but yet they have so much autonomy. And they're not apples to apples. Yes, they're a master's degree level. Now they're doing like Dr. PA, which I think is kind of crazy, but hey, whatever. But, they function autonomously within their scope of practice, if you will. Yes, PTAs cannot function autonomously in terms of whole practice, but I believe within their scope, they should be able to function autonomously and not have someone over their head telling them what to do and how to do it when they know how to do it and all that. And I felt like even as a PTA, the knowledge base that I got from school, I felt strong enough in my ability to understand a lot more than people thought I understood. I mean, for goodness sakes, as a PTA, I caught things that PTs that I work with didn't catch. I caught people with CSF leaks. I caught people with strokes. I caught people with AAAs. I caught people with all kinds of stuff because my knowledge base and education prepared me for it. And yet I faced so many challenges of feeling inadequate because some PTs tried to make me feel less of who I am. Some supervisors didn't even understand the magnitude and scope of what we know and treated me and probably other assistants as though we were like, the scumbags. And it's like, no, I mean, that's not fair. So for me, the challenges for being a PTA were a lack of APTA support at the time that I was practicing, and probably is still so now. I mean, there's advocacy and all of us can contribute. And maybe it's also my fault. Maybe I should have joined the APTA and advocated that way. But I feel as though in this world of social media and popularity, it's kind of hard to get your point across unless you're at the top. And yes, you could do little things to make a big change, which is true in your own way. But in this case, there is more that needs to be done. So lack of support from the APTA, lack of knowledge of those that I work with, PTs that I was supposed to be working under their scope. Now in PT school, to be honest, we brushed through the PTA to PT relationship, but I feel like my school did a great job because our class was actually the first class to incorporate a PTA to PT meeting. And we actually had a PTA program come over to our school, and we talked about issues that we find, but how else we can bridge the gap and help understand one another. And it was the same thing. Most of the PTAs there were saying PTs didn't have enough confidence in their ability to assess, to treat, to, make analysis of a certain situation. And it's like the PTAs were saying, no, we actually do, but you guys don't give us the leeway to. Not all. I mean, trust me, there were some PTs that I work with, a lot of PTs, I'll give them credit, that I work with that were phenomenal and treated me with the utmost respect and respected my opinion and my knowledge base. But there were some that did not, automatically put me in a category just because of that assistant behind my name and because it's an associate level. So that too, but also I feel like, and this is not just the patients themselves, but it's the public at large. Like I meet so many people 10 years out of school now where, from PTA to PT, of course, but where they don't even know who we are. They think we're like, does PT really have a definition? Like, do we really have, yes, we say we're the movement specialists, we're the movement experts, but does the public really know? What kind of advocacy are we doing for the public to know? Like, I feel like campaigns should be everywhere. There are campaigns, but we should do more to let the public at large know that, like, this is what we do. We are known for X, Y, and Z. They just think we're glorified personal trainers or ATCs. No offense to anybody with those certifications because they're amazing, but we're not ATCs and PTs and personal trainers with due respect. We're more than that, and I came across patients that didn't even know about not just PT, but they didn't know about PTAs, and they thought we're just some like we're the PT techs. And it's like, no, we're not PT techs. And that's why we have to figure out our identity and run with that identity. I feel like the PT field needs to, yes, movement, forward movement, PT movement, we're the movement specialists, but we need to really hone that in and really narrow it to like what types of things can PTs do, because even our medical counterparts don't know. Some of them don't know our capabilities and who we are and how much skills we have. I mean, that's what baffled me. And those were the main challenges I would say as a PTA that I had. Was I wanted to do so much more, but I was so limited because, again, it is a limited scope of practice, and we have to respect that because that's what is set. However, there's so much you can do within that limited scope of practice that a lot of people are not aware of, both PTAs and PTs. And I feel as though we all have a role in advocating for the field if you're in it or if you are interested in it. And, I respect PTAs. I always said that when I become a PT, I'm going to do my best to put forth and make sure that every PTA that I come across, every time that I could advocate for a PTA, anytime that I could work with a PTA, I will give them my utmost respect. And I saw the same or similar with some of my classmates. They were like, no, I won't let the PTA determine this or determine that. And it's like, y'all don't, yeah, it's because I don't blame them, but it's because they never were PTAs. They don't know how much we get in the educational program. And so if you're a PTA out there, know that you are cherished, you are amazing, you know a lot more than you may think you know or others may think you know. And if that's what you want to do, continue to pursue it. I urge you to advocate for yourself. Joining the APTA is one way, for sure, definitely. I mean, I still have my reservations a little bit about it, but all the same, I feel as though in order to make an impact, we have to come together at some point as one. We might not have the same theories, the same approaches, the same understandings, but the one thing that we do share in common is that we share the field of physical therapy together. And in order to move forward, we have to all come together at some point. So that is my spiel for today. I hope that it was helpful. More videos to come. And let's keep on moving forward. Holla back. Peace.